Hello, and welcome back. In this lesson, we'll transition from simulating our project in Tinkercad to building it hands-on with real components on a breadboard. Today, we're working with a servo motor and 3 buttons to control the angle of the motor, displaying the current angle in real time on an I2C LCD. Let's dive in. Here are the components we'll need for this project. One Arduino Uno, 1 servo motor, 3 push buttons, 1 I2C LCD display, jumper wires for connections, a breadboard to organize our wiring. If you're missing any components, check the description for details. Now, let's go through the connections step by step. For button and LCD connections, we've already covered these steps in previous chapters. If you need a refresher, please check the links provided in the description to revisit those lessons. Servo motor. Connect the servo motor's signal pin to pin 9 on the Arduino. Attach its power pin to the 5-volt rail on the breadboard and connect the ground pin to GND. Now that everything is connected, make sure to double-check your wiring before moving on to the code. Let's take a quick look at the code to see how it all works. Libraries and setup. We start by including the Servo and Liquid Crystal I2C libraries to control our servo motor and LCD display. Next, we define pins for the servo motor and the buttons. Initial angle and LCD setup. In setup, we configure our buttons as inputs with the internal pull-up resistors and set the initial servo position to 0 degrees. We initialize the LCD and display the text servo angle as a header. Loop function. In the main loop, each button controls the servo angle. Button 1 rotates the servo from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. Button 2 rotates the servo from 180 degrees to 0 degrees. Button 3 sets the servo to 90 degrees. LCD display update. We use a helper function, update LCD, to show the servo angle on the LCD whenever it changes. Now to upload the code, connect your Arduino to your computer. Select the correct port number and ensure the board is set to Arduino Uno. Click on Upload to send the code to your Arduino. After a few seconds, you should see a Done Uploading message, confirming it's ready to run. Once the code is uploaded, it's time to test it out. First, connect the power adapter to the Arduino. Press each button to observe the servo motor's behavior. Press button 1, and you'll see the servo rotate from 0 degrees to 180 degrees with the angle displayed on the LCD. Press button 2 to reverse the rotation from 180 degrees back to 0 degrees. Press button 3, and the servo will set itself to the 90 degrees position, again updating the angle on the LCD. You should see real-time angle changes displayed on the LCD as you press each button. This confirms our servo and LCD are working together seamlessly. Great work! You've now created a project where you can control a servo motor using buttons with real-time feedback on an LCD display. This setup is a great starting point for exploring more motor control functions or adding additional features. Try experimenting with different angles or even combining this project with other sensors to create more interactive applications. Keep building, and I'll see you in the next lesson.